So Kev, how was pre-season first of all? How was it overall from your perspective?
It was very interesting. We had a big turnover of players. We've gone a lot younger this year, so it was going back to basics to really get into the boys what we want to do, our style of play, and we're still doing that at the moment. So it was a big change, but we feel like we're getting there now. So pre-season has been, yeah, it's been challenging. We've had some good performances, some performances where we're not so good, and we've got to learn from that. But yeah, I feel like we're getting there now.
You did the Three Peaks Challenge. First of all, where did that idea come from, and why do you think it was a good idea?
We were speaking towards the end of the season before about what we're going to do in pre-season, sort of like a team bonding, where we want everyone to be in together, not just the players and staff, and everyone work together towards a goal. So James Purdue had come up with the idea, and we sort of run with it. And I think looking back, I think it worked really, really well. Players and staff mixing it in as one and working as two separate teams to try and get to an end goal. And yeah, it was extremely tough, which we knew it would be, but we managed to do it.
Do you think that's obviously going to have a lasting impact throughout the season now? Some of the boys who were there at the start of the season have gone through that and now be stronger for it.
I hope so. I hope that we can point back to that as the season goes on in tough moments. Say, look, remember when we were going up Ben Nevis when it's pitch black, or whatever the situation was, and how everyone still dug in and managed to do it. So yeah, that's the idea, is to be able to use it as a reference point.
And looking at some of the pre-season fixtures, obviously National League opponents in Maidenhead and Maidstone. You played Premier League teams, Watford, Southampton, and obviously against West Brom. They had a very strong side out, and you gave a good account of yourselves. Yeah,
we did. Yeah, obviously, unfortunately, lost that game, but yeah, they had Gareth Barry on the pitch, Rio Coca, and a few others. So it's just the experience, especially for the younger boys. It's a brilliant experience, and for them to get confidence from being able to play well against a quality opposition like that was pleasing, and that's what they've got to take, that confidence and take it into all these next games.
And recently completing a double over Bournemouth as well. That's got to be a massive positive just to get the season going.
Of course it is. It's always nice to win. It's not everything, but winning breeds confidence, and yeah, to beat them here last Tuesday and then go to their place and win convincingly on the Friday was really pleasing, and everyone's happy and buoyant and confident, and we're looking forward to our next game.
We've just seen Mads and Marcus promoted to the first team. How is that pathway currently working?
I think it's working well. I think they've had the opportunity. I think Dean's really good with it, and the first team coaching staff, where they train most days with the first team, two of our boys, and yeah, them to have had the whole of pre-season, and they've managed to prove themselves, and Dean's seen enough to promote them, so we're delighted with that.
And how often does Dean come to you for advice on that progress, and how much does he
well, we talk daily. We talk daily about all sorts of things, so that's an ongoing process, and yeah, I think it's really important to have that relationship with the first team as staff as well, where we can just go into them, they can come into us, and it really is working well at the moment.
You mentioned the new recruits. How have they affected the group? Obviously, it's the first time we've seen some older players leave and some relatively new ones come in.
Obviously, it brings the noise down. They're a little bit quieter to start with, understandably, but now they're starting to come out of their shell, and we're seeing the quality on the pitch as well. I think the introduction of Kanice is a big character, and he's brought out the character in some of the other boys as well. Along with the boys that were here last year, everyone's starting to blend now, and it's nice to see a good team spirit building.
Some of the names that have come in, Luca, Cole, Kanice, as you say, Charlie, Johnny Colby, there's a lot of competition in that team. Is that something that, obviously as being a player yourself previously, is that something you really think is going to be healthy for the group? I
think it has to be. I think if you're in a position where someone's vying for your place, it's got to push you on. That's what we're looking for. If it doesn't, then you're not going to make it anyway. So yeah, you've got to use the competition as motivation to do as much as you can, work as hard as you can, obviously ultimately perform under pressure, which they're going to have to do if they get to the first team. So this is the first step for that.
And obviously talk to us a little bit about the IDP plans and the progress there. Obviously you've got, each player has now been given a plan. What's the hope for them maybe in a year's time now?
Well, the plan behind them is them to sit down with us and we both discuss what we think they need to work on. So they can come up with ideas, we come up, and then we agree on stuff, and then we move forward. So it's more to make the player realise that it's their career. They've got to focus on their strengths and weaknesses, not just weaknesses. And then we're here to assist them, because we need the players as much as they need us. So I think that's the whole idea, and obviously we've got Lars is in there as well doing IDPs with players also. So it's just to get the players to really think about their game, think about what they need to work on to get into that first team, and then we're obviously here to assist and help them and take them on sessions as well. So it's a bit of just bringing everyone together, rather than us always be the coach, then be the player, then listen to us. It's a bit of both, and to get them to take ownership.
It must also, obviously being young men, it must be a process of giving them a little bit of independence as well, looking after themselves away from the pitch as well.
Exactly, because they're going to have to. They're going to have to prepare for all games. We can't do everything for them. We don't want to do everything for them. They're going to be grown men. They're going to have to make decisions for themselves, and so we give them that opportunity to make the right decisions and see where it takes them.
Looking a little bit further ahead, Kev, obviously a tour of Switzerland to come. Looking forward to that?
Very much so. We haven't had a tour for a little while now. Obviously pre-season we stayed in the country. So yeah, looking forward to get away to play against two good European teams and see how we fare. And obviously Switzerland's a lovely country, so hopefully go and see a little bit of that as well.
And obviously Reading and Huddersfield before that, you've played them both before. Does that add another level to that game?
Yeah, we've played Huddersfield a few times now, and we're due a good performance against them. To be honest, they've been good the times we've played them, and we haven't been so good. So, looking forward to put that one right. And obviously, Reading play football similar to ourselves. They want to play from the back, so it really is a case of two teams playing very similar, coming up against each other. So, two tough games, but very much looking forward to them.
And obviously, then Rangers back at Griffin Park. You've mentioned it in the past, but a great experience for every player in the squad.
Yeah, to have Glasgow Rangers down here, hopefully that should bring a big crowd. They'll bring down some good players like they did last year as well, and it'll be a really, really tough game for us. So again, under the lights at Griffin Park, can't ask for much more.